know.
Everybody want it?
Yep.
Okay. Sure, you're going to hold it. Look, we are asking for some more chairs to be brought around. So it'll be, this is a terrific problem to have. A wonderful problem to have. And I'm so glad you're over here. It's great to see you. And I want to congratulate you on, I don't need to say that. I want to congratulate you on all the stuff that you did to, on all the stuff that you did to make this such a terrific conference, and to sign up, to register. And Zach, are you here? No, not that Zach. Other Zach. Can you hear me, right? Yes. Okay. I was looking for Zach, Augusta State Zach. Just so you'll know, the advisor there did not follow through. So get a good Sunday. The advisor did not follow through, and nobody at that school was registered to come. And Zach emailed and said, "I'm not sure what I should do. There's no one registered our students." So he and I worked together, and he was diligent. He stayed with it, met with the members, verified memberships, and enlisted. Anybody here from Augusta State in this community right now? No? There are other places. There were like 20 or so showed up. It would not have gotten to be here had the president, had the person, one of you, not taking the lead and made it happen. So again, congratulations on doing what you're doing, what you've done. And how many people were in this session here who heard something about Dr. Kim? Yeah. He's great. He just wouldn't steal some of my material when he talks, but he's a great speaker. He's a great person, and he believes. One of the reasons he's so effective, and you'll find that this will be in your teaching repertoire, one of the reasons you'll be so effective is that you will be so sincere. You know this. You have it just like all of your students will have, an automatic BS detector, right? As soon as it starts blinking and it starts beeping. Every time a teacher does it, you know it, right? But when you're sincere in your work and you're sincere about your music, kids know that also. So you will be, those of you with those great hearts and great wills to teach will be very successful. This afternoon, what I want to do, Jeremy, you're where? Okay, Jeremy, you want to come up and do something? Have some things you want to talk about? Okay. So stay where you are. Or you want to talk to me? You need announcements. One of the things we got to do, of course, is take names for nominations for next year's officers. Each year our officers are nominated at this time, and I will send to your respective school chapter advisors next month maybe. The information, we'll have the candidates give some biographical information on themselves. You'll have a chance to vote on your officers for next year. Each year the officers undertake a number of responsibilities. This year, chapter presidents, you certainly heard from Jerry Reagan as our state president. And recently you heard from, very recently you heard from Kristen Miller, your state secretary, with their flyers on the little information slips on this meeting and the reception to follow. And as well as some emails that went to the various chapters about other items, officer elections, all activities. And then those of you who have been working the signing booth, various chapters, Chris Lattin, your vice president, and Lene Smith were in charge of heading up those forces, coordinating members from around the state work with registration booth. And you guys are kind of the talk of the conference. All the CMEC men and women are here. The numbers are up. They're more involved than ever before, and they're doing all these great things. And so, understand, you are not going unrecognized. Your presence here is not unrecognized, and your involvement is not unrecognized, and the results of all of those certainly does not go unrecognized. At our very first meeting, gosh, it was just yesterday, it seemed like a week ago. Yesterday morning at 7 o'clock, when all the division chair met to talk about the convention. the registration was down a little bit. Not as many people are going to be here this year, a little this, a little that. And then one of the people spoke up and said, except for our GMEA CMENC. Those registrations are up. We have more CMEC members in our all-college ensembles this year than ever before. We have a huge number of you pre-registered. So we will be, even though there were no shows, of course, as you know, some people will sign up to come and then not come. But even with all that considered, we still are sitting very close to 500 participants. We take all college students and all of you together. And that's pretty amazing, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty amazing that you would have that kind of interest and that kind of desire to be better in your profession, soon to be your profession, that you would do this. So my commendations to you from the perspective of your teacher, of a teacher. And then as a music educator, my congratulations to you for being willing to do those things. And I encourage you to continue to do it. So let's talk just a little bit. One of the things we did this year, rather than have in the fall, rather than have a statewide conference or two conferences, the North and the South side. Several years ago, we had just one state CMEC conference in the fall, and it was in Columbus State. Columbus State people here? Yeah, we got some. Some of you might have been involved in it a few years ago. And that was quite successful. We would have 100 to 150 people total show up on a Saturday. Marvelous clinics, wonderful clinics, extremely well organized and administered by the Columbus State people. But there were people who had to travel as much as 6 or 8 hours to get there because Columbus, having lived in Columbus for 12 years, I can tell you Columbus is close to nothing except the Chattahoochee River, right? Yeah. And not only that, for many years Columbus didn't want to be close to anything, so it's hard to get to Columbus. But there were people who came and had to travel so far, and their suggestions were that we not have a state, one event for the state on the Saturday that people had to travel so far from, but that we maybe have a north and a south side. That we divide the state that way, and then people that were in Valdosta wouldn't have to travel to Hiawassee, and the people in Blue Ridge would not have to go to Augusta or Macon. And we did that for a couple of years, and it works. It worked in those situations where the advisors and the chapter decided they wanted to make it work by going by attending. We had it in Mercer, and we had it 1 year at Reinhardt, and 1 year this past year at Kennesaw State. And after the second year of this, the advisors said, why don't we let this rest a while? We'll let this rest. Let's not do the state thing anymore. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to host. If you're hosting an event for 20 people, you do the same amount of work as if you're hosting for 200 people. You got to have clinics, you got to have refreshments, etc., etc. That's a lot of work. So they said, let's let this thing rest for a while. My suggestion last year at this meeting was that we, at respective chapters at colleges and universities, have during the fall sometime, October, doesn't matter, during the fall semester, have a CMENC day at the respective, at your university, respective colleges. You decide how you wish. You want to have a CMENC day that involve assisting a local marching band with sectionals on it. You want to have a CMENC day that you met for a special meeting and you went into an elementary school and did as Dr. Tim said, a petting zoo for musical instruments. Whatever you decided you want it to be, wherever the interest drove you. If there was very heavy orientation of elementary music, go elementary music. If it's almost 100% instrumental, go that way. I felt like that gave us more freedom, flexibility to design something that you want, and there was not a lot of travel involved. You just went over to your school. If you live on campus, you walk across campus. And several places had it this year. Mercer had Mercer. Yeah, you guys had a pretty deep one down there, didn't you? Several things going on. Did people come from other places, or were just Mercer people? Or do you know? Just Mercer, yeah. That was the way ours was. And we had a great time. We had a great time. We and several other places had them, and likewise had a really neat time. One of the things that seemed to be possibly missing from that was we don't get to interact with other places. And the counter to that, or maybe a rebuttal to that, would be, well, you have GMEA, and in the fall, everybody's schedule is such that I'm not sure I'm willing to drive from Kennesaw to Valdosta. That's kind of a long drive on Saturday morning. And I don't have the money to go down and pay for a nice hotel the night before. So I bring this to you for your thoughts. Options, some options, and no particular, consider all of it, consider none of it. One, you go back to a state conference. We go back to a North and South conference. We go back to having respective CMENC days at schools. That we don't have anything involved. Your thoughts? Some thoughts. Chairs are coming in. Yes, sir. Thank you. Grab your chairs, ladies. Just grab a chair down here. I think it's fantastic we had to send out for chairs. They have to send out for pizza. Not really, because after this is your heavy order reception. And while we're setting the chairs, we'll talk about that if you want. As you go into the western, across the little parking area here, the walkway, go into the western. As you walk down the hallway and bear back around to the right, the heart of your room is right over your right. Right there, glass overlooks the bars. Great. Heavy hors d'oeuvres, 5:45 till 7ish. You should be able to eat enough to last you till tomorrow afternoon. Comments? Your thoughts on things? I guess.
Why is it in the fall?
Well, this is basically the spring.
Okay.
And the thought being, if you do something in the fall, then you can have material you're fired up for the rest of the year. You've done so, you can have it wherever you wish. You can have it last week at school, you can have good exams if you wish. But this felt like the fall was a better time because things are getting going, organizing, but it's a good question. We always felt like fall is a better time than this year does. Yes?
Why not have like sister schools? Why not have like sister schools that you work with that are close by so you can meet other people?
You mean CME chapters, pair up in school to school?
That way you can meet other people.
That's a great idea. Are there, most of us are close to someone. Yeah, I mean, I think we tried our, I think we try something like this and take it out for a spin. Now, the next thing is, how do you decide to let you, by the way, you get sister school to more than one person? You could have multiple siblings if you wish. Why would not Mercer possibly be sister chapter to Columbus and possibly to someone else? It's okay. There's not a limit to those things, right? Other comments on that? I think that's a terrific idea. Yes, weird. Yes, sir.
No, I think she's really on to something. We did a small clinic at Armstrong this semester, and it was great. And we just weren't really prepared for what we were taking on. So it was kind of an afterthought. Wow, we should have invited Georgia Southern. Is an hour away. There's other schools real close.
Can you hear what he's saying? Okay.
So it made a lot of sense to do something smaller, but still inclusive.
I think this pairing up is a true. You know, we hadn't already talked about that as such, but I think it's a great idea because, as the gentleman said, possibly your school does not have enough bodies, does not have a large enough membership to undertake the whole thing. But you get somebody from down the road or over, then. So someone down here now. Yes, ma'am.
How about we meet at least one day each semester instead of just one semester? Because you learn more with each semester about.
Are you talking about comparing sister schools meeting?
Yes.
Would you say once a month? You can meet every Thursday if you wish. I mean, there's nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, there's not anything that keeps you from doing that terrific thing. We meet once a month, our chapter. Is that about what everybody meets once a month or something like that? Because you know your schedules. I mean, you know what you got. I mean, you know, you get around to eating every other day depending on schedule sometimes. So you, yeah, I mean, you can do anything. If you, let's do this. Let's think about this. The pairing of the schools. And I want you to go back and I will contact advisors. And Kristen probably has to name the chapter presidents. And we'll send out information with some proposals along this line. Pairing up, having something in the fall. I don't have a horse in the race. It was in the fall, okay? Yeah, spring is pretty wild. I thought we were excited or something, right? Yeah, because fall, you're still excited about the year. Get to spring, it's like if I can just make it another month, I'm out of here. The fall, in the fall, you feel like there is yet some future.